Hi, friend. You are watching this video because you are a person who cares about your health, and I am too. And I'm excited to share with you just how a few changes in nutrition have made a world of difference in my family and families of many other people that I know. And so I'm excited that you're watching. But before we get started, I have a few evaluation questions to ask you because the purpose of this presentation really is to help you in your health. But it's important to know what your goals are. And I would love to dialogue with you after this, or whoever sent you this video, I know would love to talk to you about what your health goals are and how we can help you reach them. Because I truly believe we have the tools to help you. And so I would love to talk with you more about that. But first, let's talk about these evaluation questions. So what I'm going to do is switch my screen here. So I need to push a button about sharing a screen. There we go. And I'm going to switch to PowerPoint mode, ask you a few questions, show you the presentation, and then we can get started. So here we go, I think. All right, that works. All right, thank you for being here. I appreciate having you here. And here are some of the questions I would love for you to ask yourself and be thinking about throughout this presentation. So the first question really is, what are your goals for your health? Would you like to have more energy to keep up with life? Do you want to reduce your cholesterol? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to run a marathon one day? What are your goals for your health right now? And second, how important is your health to you? On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank your health on that scale as order of importance? And then third, how much of your resources are you spending on your health? This isn't just finances, but I mean, how much of your energy and your time are you spending on your health? And fourth, how much financially are you spending per day on products that you know don't promote the health you want? That might be kind of a convicting question. I know that there's a lot of things we do for fun, but that we know aren't helping us reach our health goals. Well, thank you so much for answering. And I encourage you to just continue to think about those questions. I'd love to talk to you about your goals afterwards. And so what I'm really here to do is share with you that I have been able to see a huge difference in my life because of Shaklee products. And I really want to help everyone feel better. And so the purpose of this is to tell you a little bit more about Shaklee products and see if it maybe is a good fit for your family. But first, let me tell you just a little bit about my story. So before I started using Shaklee products, I would have told you that I was an 8 or a 9 on that scale of importance for my health. But as far as my resources go, I was probably more like a 2 or a 3. I was a busy school teacher. I really didn't have time to eat a salad or make a salad or exercise. And I remember every morning I would wake up tired and I would vow, I'm going to get to bed earlier tonight. And usually, no matter what time I went to bed tired and I just woke up tired. So when I became a mom, I actually thankfully had more time on my hands. So I really did start to eat healthier. I started to exercise more, and I really saw that things were changing for us, which was awesome. But still, I needed a nap every day. My hormones were kind of all over the place. My digestive system wasn't in a place I would call healthy. And so there were still some issues, but we definitely saw things be helped by a healthier lifestyle. So when I started on Shaklee products, the first change I noticed was actually that I no longer needed that nap every day. And that was huge because at the time I was pregnant with my second born, and to watch that shift in my energy was huge and very much needed at the time. But then another big change happened about a year later, because my son that you see in this picture here, he was diagnosed as being behind in his speech and also many of his social skills. And I just remember talking with his special ed teachers at the time and just getting this feeling of hopelessness from them. I would ask them a question like, how can I help him learn how to do this? And they would say, oh, he has special needs. And after that happened a few times, I remember making a strong decision. And that decision was that I was not going to limit my son's potential just because of the challenges he had in his life. And I think that's true for all of us. We all have challenges in our life because of our genetics. But we don't have to limit our potential because of it. I truly believe that we need a bigger vision for our lives. And I believe that we can, especially because there's a lot of things that we don't know. But I have learned about how nutrition makes a huge difference. And so I really started doing research after that diagnosis came. And I found out some very interesting things that I'm going to share with you. First, I found that there is a huge connection between what we eat and how we feel. And one way I saw this connection was a study done in Finland on children. And children in Finland actually are ranked #1 in the world when it comes to math and reading. By the way, United States is way further down on that list. But Finland is #1 in both of those areas. But a few years ago, Finland, as a country, changed their focus to teaching nutrition to children when they're young, and even encouraging it as a lifestyle among people of all ages. And so I think that that's very interesting that these children are eating healthier and they're performing better in school. And so after I looked at some of this research, I made another decision. And that decision was that I was going to make it my mission to help my son eat as healthy as possible. But if you're a mom, you realize that we can only do so much, right? There's a lot of challenges when it comes to healthy eating. The first one is that it's just not easy. It's not easy for adults. It's really not easy for kids. It's a battle worth fighting, but it's not easy. The second challenge in healthy eating is that we need a lot of produce to get the nutrition we need daily. You know, if you look back at what produce looked like 100 years ago, it had a lot more nutrition in it. But because of the way farming has changed and our world has changed, we need to be eating a lot more healthy, organic produce every day to get the nutrition we need, a whole lot. And that's obviously a challenge when I'm just celebrating if my son will eat just a little bit of organic kale, right? And then of course, the third challenge is that we really must eat a variety every day in order to get nutrition from our food. So that means maybe if he is eating that organic kale one day, he's probably not eating beets or maybe broccoli or green beans. And there's a whole lot of nutrition he's missing out on if we can't get all of the nutrition we need every day. And so this is where I found supplementation to be an incredible blessing to help us fill in the gaps that we were missing in just everyday real life with kids. And so we started to really make some changes in our supplementation, and I am so happy to share with you where our life is now. So here we are many years later, and my son is a different kid because of the nutrition and supplementation with Shaklee specifically. He has come so far that he no longer qualifies for special education services. And I just love to see this smile on his face now. And I didn't used to see a smile like that. And so I know that his confidence is growing, and he certainly still struggles, but he has come so far, and we are so, so grateful. I should also mention, I have a couple other boys since then, and I love them. They are healthy kids. Their immune systems are very strong, and I'm so grateful I can be home with them because of Shaklee. My husband, his cholesterol, which, you know, he has some genetic needs there. His cholesterol has made huge improvements. And he and I both weigh a lot less now than we did even before we had kids. And I'm happy to say that my energy level is so much higher now, and even more excited when I think about these nutritional changes and what a difference it made for our family. And that's why it really is my mission to share this with more families. Because I know that good nutrition can make a huge difference for us. It's not going to solve everything, but it's going to make a huge difference. So why not try it? So because of that, if you are a person that your health is important to you and you're open to supplementation, I'm going to use the rest of this time to explain 3 things. Okay. So those 3 things are the science that makes Shaklee unique, and it is very unique to Shaklee. Unfortunately, compared to other supplement companies. Second, I'm going to just tell you about a few of the hallmark products with Shaklee. They have a lot. I'm just going to tell you about a few of them because of our time. And then third, I'm going to tell you about some of the discounts and benefits that you can have if you become a preferred member with Shaklee. So let's move forward and talk a little bit about the science, which we're just scratching the surface here on science, but I want to tell you what makes Shaklee unique. So over 100 years ago, Dr. Shackley, who was a real person, he was a chiropractor that believed that people should be living in harmony with nature. So 100 years ago, he actually made the world's first vitamin because he saw the value and the need for to supplement. And so he later founded the Shackley Company, but the Shackley Company of today very much holds to his standards of people living in harmony with nature. And so they are committed to being safe all the time, having proven products, and also being 100% guaranteed. So you're going to see a lot of numbers on this slide. I'm going to highlight a few of them for you. But first, about safety. Look at that number, 100,000. That represents the number of quality tests for safety per year that Shackley has. Now, there just seems to be articles all the time that are slamming supplements because people will test supplements and they don't even have, the bottle will say something completely different than what is testing to be inside of it. And it is a scary place. The supplement world is a scary place, unfortunately, because the FDA doesn't regulate it. But Shackley has very strict regulations for themselves. And so they conduct over 100,000 quality tests. But also, you'll see that number 350. And that is the number of contaminants and pesticides on every new botanical that they screen for. And you'll notice that that is actually 250 more than is required by pharmaceutical grade products. So pharmaceutical grade is usually known for being quality, and Shackley does 250 more tests than pharmaceutical grade products. So Shackley more than values the safety and the purity of their products, but do they actually work, right? Shackley also proves that. So if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see the number 125, and that represents the number of peer-reviewed clinical studies. So what this means is that scientists look at other scientists' work with a fine-tooth comb, and they publish only the best of the best in science. So it's an honor to even have one scientific study published. Shackley has over 125 published scientific peer-reviewed clinical studies. They're available for you to see, which is also impressive if you check out the Shackley Health Sciences site. It is available for regular people like us to see. And oftentimes other companies will say they have science, but they don't actually show it to you. You know, Shackley's also very much respected in the scientific community. NASA actually asked Shackley to make a product for them to help their astronauts when they were coming back in from space many years ago. Olympians who usually don't use any supplements because they could easily get, because of corrupt supplements, get a false positive. So most Olympians use no supplements at all because they don't want to risk being disqualified because of a false positive. But many Olympians trust Shackley, and you'll see that there's over 121 medals that have been Shackley powered. Knowing even that athletes are willing to trust Shackley is huge, huge, huge. One other thing that you should know, if you've heard anything in the news recently, I know there was a Time article about the science behind telomeres. This is kind of new science people are hearing about, but your telomeres are those end caps at the end of your DNA. And if they're longer, they kind of are a representation of how much quality of life you will have. And there's been a lot of research on telomeres, more and more is coming out. Well, Shackley has partnered with Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, who has written some articles and books on this. She's a Nobel Prize winner on her research with telomeres. She saw what Shackley was doing. She saw the tests that came out about how the Shackley population had longer telomeres than the healthy population of San Francisco. She looked at these things and she partnered with Shackley, and now she is one of the head of their scientific advisory boards, which is just amazing. And it just shows that people in the scientific community trust Shackley because they have real research. One other research I want to tell you about, you'll see that little circle there that says 20 years. Shackley wanted to know if taking their products for 20 years or more make a difference. So they partnered with University of California, Berkeley, but they had no control over what the outcome would be, and they knew the outcome would be published whether Shackley looked good or not. But Shackley believed so much in their products, and they wanted to know, does taking them for 20 years or more actually make a difference? And let me tell you, it actually does. You can see some of the numbers here, but they tested people taking nothing at all, next to people taking a multivitamin of any brand, next to people taking Shackley products. And the people taking Shackley products were taking not just a multivitamin, but they know that the body is complex. We need things like omegas and probiotics and vitamin C, these kind of things. So the people in the Shaklee population were older than the people in the other two populations, and yet they had overall better health. So it really shows that there are things that we can do. We don't have to be locked into to the genetics or what we feel our health situation is, but nutrition can move anything in a better direction. And check out some of these numbers, especially the C-reactive protein. A nurse that's on my team was really impressed with the numbers of the C-reactive protein because she knows you don't see numbers like that in the regular population. So Shaklee would say that they have clinical proof that you can live younger longer. I just love that they have that science to back up their products. So once again, that they are safe and they are proven and they are also guaranteed. So this is another reason that you have nothing to lose by trying Shaklee products, because for instance, if they don't work for you, I don't know why they wouldn't, but they are 100% guaranteed. And so they're safe, they're proven, and they're guaranteed. So keep that in mind, that you really have nothing to lose if you really do want to get healthier. But let's talk about what a few of the products are that they offer, just so you know what it is that you need. So first I want to talk about the Life Plan. So this is Shaklee's hallmark product of their nutrition foundation, okay? They have other foundational products, but this is their hallmark product. And I love this one because it's got 35 patents and patents pending. So they can technically, legally claim that they are the best, most comprehensive nutritional system in the world. And actually this little strip that you'll see down there, that's your daily strip. And it was created out of those studies when they were looking at that Shaklee population and what was it that they had in common that they were taking that created this overall better health compared to the rest of the population. And so, so you've got the vitamins, but you've also got the protein. Now, protein is one of those things that we just don't get enough of in our regular diet, but it is so essential for everyday life. It is the building block for our whole bodies. And so Shaklee's protein specifically took, I believe, 8 or 10 years to create, but it has probiotics in it. And the probiotics, unlike other probiotics that dissolve in harsh stomach acid, they are protected so that the probiotics make it all the way to the lowest part of the intestine so that they will feed those good germs in your body. And you may have heard that your gut is like your second brain. So probiotics are just so crucial. And so I just love the whole Life Plan. This is something that our family uses. But I want to tell you a little bit about my friend Erin. You'll see a picture of her and her family there. And Erin is someone who had a lot of autoimmune issues going on in her life, and she was suffering from them for many years at the same time that she was homeschooling her 4 kids. And so she found that every day, usually about 3 o'clock, she would go down and go down for a nap, and she wouldn't really be able to get out of her bed for the rest of the day. She just didn't even have the strength to do that. And so she decided to give the Life Plan a try. And within a week, she found that she was walking around her house at 6 o'clock at night. And she thought, I don't even know what it's like to walk around my house at 6 o'clock at night anymore. And her husband said, well, you can help me get the kids moving towards their bed and bedtime routine and all these things. And so what an exciting thing for Erin that she has her life back. And what an exciting thing for her children that they have their mom back. So I just love Erin's story. And I wanted to share that with you just as an example of what these products can do for you. So there's lots of other foundational products, one specifically for children, one's for any budget. So talk to the person who shared this video with you to match you up with the right foundational plan. But I also want to just let you know what some of the other products that Shaklee offers. So we've got multiple product lines. There's the Healthy Foundations, and that's things like Life Plan. But we also have targeted solutions. So a lot of times people come to me and they'll say, oh, I really need more energy, or I'm having trouble sleeping, or I really want to lose weight. We do have targeted solutions for that, but I often tell people, start with the Healthy Foundations, because I'm really amazed at what happens when we have a good foundation of quality protein and vitamins. A lot of times people find that some of the side effects of that Healthy Foundation are that they're sleeping better and that their immune system is better and their digestive system is better. But sometimes people need a little bit more, and so that's what those targeted solutions are for. So talk with the person who shared this video with you, and you can figure out what's best for you. But I always recommend start with that Healthy Foundation first, and you might even not need those targeted solutions on top of it. But they also have healthy home care products. So I find this really amazing because Dr. Shackley just thought so outside of the box that he created these non-toxic, earth-friendly home care products in the 60s, back when, before it was cool to be green. He created these products. And I'm a person who loves a great deal, and the home care products save the average family about $200 a year because they are so concentrated. So that is totally worth looking into as you explore the Shackley world. And finally, I do want to tell you about the youth skincare. And this actually just came out this summer, so I'm really excited about it. And I'm loving what's happening with my skin. And many of my other friends are loving the same thing. And so here's a little bit of the science behind it. For one thing, this skincare line, it's a simple skincare line, which I love. And it took about 8 years to create it. And when they were doing the research on it, they found that in their clinical studies, 100% of the women were clinically proven to have younger looking skin after using it for 30 days. And then for those women that were using it for 60 days, they actually shifted, 2/3 of them shifted their skin age into a younger decade. And so there's lots of pictures out there online about it. It's incredible if you're looking for something that doesn't compromise the chemicals you're putting on your skin. Shackley actually has 2,500 banned chemical ingredients. So it is, like all of their products, safe and proven and guaranteed. So it is totally worth taking a look at if you value what you're putting on your skin. So that's just an overall view of what Shackley has. But what you should know is that Shackley has clinical results without compromise in their skincare, in their healthcare products, and their home care products. And they really have a beyond organic standard. And that really is true. It's not just about what gets sprayed on it at the very end. It really is about what was in this soil before and where did it come from. And they test and test and test again to make sure that their products are safe for you. So you've heard a little bit about the science, and you've heard a little bit about the products that we have to offer. So you're probably wondering about the discounts and benefits that I mentioned before. And so what I love about Shackley is that their products are actually very reasonably priced, because I told you I'm a bargain hunter. And I have had so many customers tell me that they're actually saving so much more money now and actually using better quality products rather than what they were using before with health food store brands or even doctor prescribed brands. They're saving more money because of the way that Shackley is priced. Plus, people are going to the doctor less. They're paying less copays and prescriptions. So people overall are saving money and living healthier lives, living younger lives because of these products, which is exciting. But if you would like to save even more money, Shackley has a program for their preferred members that includes 15% off standard price and free shipping on qualified orders. So what I would recommend is I recommend you try the products. And if you like them, then you may want to consider getting that preferred membership, because you get free shipping and you get 15% off. So talk to the person who sent this to you. But I would say that's a great way to start, and decide if you like it, and then think about that preferred membership. And there's a ton of benefits that come with being a member. But also, if you're the kind of person that finds that anytime you see a movie that you love or you read a book that you love, you're telling everybody about it, then you might even want to consider looking at this as a business. And I'd love to talk with you more about that in the future if you're open to not just saving money, but making money, because this is actually a very legitimate income. And what I love compared to other companies out there is that Shackley has that history that other companies don't have. They have products that are safe and proven that other companies don't have. But also their compensation plan rewards people very early on. At the very first rank, you're rewarded with a trip. At the second rank, you're rewarded with a payment towards a car. So that's a picture of us with a payment towards our minivan that our family so needed at just the right time. And then future trips too, which my husband and I love to travel. So this is something to think about if you're open to even having a side income or full-time. All of that is possible, and I will help you with that. We have a lovely team of people, and I'm so proud of our team and the community that we have, and we would love to help you with that too. So, but first, before you do that, I strongly encourage you to just try the products. Remember that there's a 100% money back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. If you truly want to feel better, you've got nothing to lose. So contact the person who shared this video with you and ask them to help you figure out what is the right fit for you. Thanks so much for listening.